A developer's Bahamas proposal plan ruined after official assumes the girlfriend is an adult worker, which I thought this would be interesting to read. These European bombshells weren't cleared for takeoff in the Caribbean. A Miami based real estate developer's extravagant proposal plan was ruined when an immigration official in the Bahamas erroneously assumed his Moldovan model girlfriend, 25, and her sister, 36, were adult workers, the Post has learned. Developer Hal Newby Sears had intended to pop the question to girlfriend Darina Pinzaru during a planned 9-day voyage on his 70-foot yacht starting on Valentine's Day. But she was refused entry to the Bahamas, forcing him to put the proposal on ice for now. The decision by a female immigration official at Nassau's Linden Pindling International Airport scuttled the romantic trip with Darina, a model and content creator who Sears met last summer in Romania. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, there's like a bunch of like questionable signs popping up about this. Okay. She had traveled with her older sister, Ina, but both were turned around and told by the official, I know why you're here. Steers told the Post it was so horrifying what they went through. It is beyond comprehension. They were prejudged. The Pinzarus and 10 other guests were supposed to join Sears on his 70-foot, $5 million yacht, Amici, for a lavish trip dropping anchor at stops throughout the Bahamas as well as Turks and Caicos. But those island hopping dreams were dashed by nefarious prejudice, he said, when Darina and Ina landed from London. The two are natives of Moldova, who also hold Romanian citizenship, and had all the necessary requirements, including hotel reservations and confirmed future itineraries for entry to the Bahamas. Sears had arrived at the airport to wait for Darina and her sister. Ina said she was initially granted entry into the Bahamas, even getting her passport stamped, but then Darina encountered issues. The pair were sent to the airport's immigration offices, where they were grilled about their plans, Ina said. We were treated like criminals, Darina told the Post. They even threatened to put us in jail. Darina told Sears what was going on by text, and he called for help from the Four Seasons Ocean Club Resort where he had been staying. The hotel's head of security joined Sears at the airport where they met the head immigration officer, but she was immediately dismissive, he said. They're not in, they are out, Sears recalled the official declaring. I have information, they're not coming in. On the other side of the gate, immigration officials seized Serena and Ina's cell phones, then detained them for hours. Their phones, laptops, and luggage were all searched and fingerprints taken. Do you have the financial means to stay in the Bahamas? Ina recalled being asked. I said, yes, of course we do. We have cash, cards, no problem. The staffer finally consulted with her female supervisor. She talked apparently to this lady, the head of the immigration office, Ina said, and she came outside, shot a glance at us, and said, they're not going in, that's all. The immigration officials gave zero explanation for the barred entry, said Ina. Up until this point, nobody explained a thing to us, said Ina. While we were sitting outside, this lady, the head of the immigration, came out and she said, yeah, I know your culture. I know why you're here, Ina recalled her saying in reference to Moldova. We don't want you here, and you'll never set foot on Bahamian land. Ina says she can only assume one thing. My feeling is that she thought we were from Eastern Europe and we came there as adult workers, she said. They said they were putting us on a flight back to London, and that's all. Sears subsequently filed a complaint with the Bahamas Embassy in London on behalf of Darina and Ina. The trio had not received a response as of this week, he said. Multiple messages seeking comment from the embassy and Bahamas Department of Immigration were not returned. Darina and Ina flatly deny working in the adult trade. The elder sister works in the family's business, De Ver Atelier, which makes custom wedding gowns and evening dresses in Moldova's capital, Chisinau. Moldova a landlocked nation between Romania and Ukraine, became an independent republic in 1991 following the collapse of the Soviet Union. It remains among the poorest countries in Europe despite solid economic performance in the past 2 decades, according to the World Bank. So, stereotypes about young Eastern European women working as ladies of the night have long been fueled by legitimate officials' concerns that some countries fail to crack down on their trafficking. The State Department has expressed concern about Moldova's ability to prevent trafficking, and the United Nations Office of Drugs and Crime issued a report which identified the country as one of the major sources of trafficked women in Western Europe, along with Romania, Russia, and Bulgaria. Sears said the ordeal tainted his plan to propose to Dorina, but he intends to rectify the nightmare next month in Amsterdam, where he plans to put a 2.5 carat rock on her finger. The only justice we want is an apology from the Bohemian government, Sears said, but we're never going to get it, so we at least want others to know they're at risk of this kind of nefarious prejudice. There's no other way to describe this. So let's see some of these comments, which I bet they're probably going to be interesting. They did the exact same thing as us in France last year, but we didn't make a big deal of it. Well, are they? Look at him, look at her. They are basically correct. Whatever floats your boat. She's not after his money. No. Wrong, not everybody. The past tense now applies to me. Interesting. I trust nothing about a mid-20s Slavic woman in a short dress. Marry her if you must, but if people, especially single men, seem to recognize her everywhere you go, you will know why. Most likely the immigration officer was looking for a tip. I live down here and everyone has their hand out, palm up. Let's see, true love is a successful man in his 50s marrying a 25-year-old white model because they both get what they want out of the relationship. He gets a feminine, fertile, young woman, and she gets immediate wealth status and access to elite social circles. He's a fool to actually get married, though. Just say I do, your boat somewhere, and call it a marriage. No need for a marriage license. In 2 words, prenup. Yeah, see, there's the thing. There's probably such like a massive difference in terms of like wealth between the two that he does for sure need to get a prenup. And if you stumble upon this, if there is a massive discrepancy between your net worth versus your partner's net worth and you're about to get married, get a prenup to protect both parties, right? And to protect each other from family members. Like, it's going to be crazy.